In at 10, Glamrock Sans. Freddy, but with a sans head. That's kinda it. Also compatible with clean animatronics. That's the description for this mod. It's spot on. This is just Glamrock Freddy with Sans' face. I don't know what else to really say about this. I mean, I could point out how disturbed I am by this now that I've made the cringy fan ships list, since people were shipping William Afton and Springtrap with Sans. But why would I make you and myself relive that trauma? Oh, that's right, because what the actual holy living putting Sans in Security Breach really concerns me, because like, who the ever-loving hell thought that it wouldn't result in something incredibly concerning now? Because this opens the door to now Burntrap and Sans shippers, and this isn't something I ever wanted to revisit. However, it's looking like an impossibility now. In at 9, Fat Vanessa. This mod is what made me want to do a whole Security Breach, but it's ruined by mods playthrough, because Fat Vanessa is just a whole load of WT. Yeah. Available for download on Nexus Mods. The description for this mod reads, quote, "Despite the fact that she's in the game for next to no time at all, I had a mighty need to make some chonky Vanessa. This is obviously for a niche audience, but turn back if this isn't for you. No, this does not include Vanny," which I mean, I guess makes sense since... Actually, no, it doesn't make sense. Like, maybe the vanity suit is just like high quality compression fabric or something, because holy lord is Vanessa huge with this mod. It certainly helps me, since typically in a playthrough I would be a Vanessa simp. I don't know, man. Just something about the sass when she's interrogating Freddy, and then she's like being all sarcastic, not to mention the baddie side, and I think we all love a girl who cosplays. I don't know, okay? It does something to me. Luckily though, this mod kind of stops that, because it's not really the same person anymore. It could be worse though. It could be like I was there for her after her father died and then she started, but that would never happen, right? Okay, for this number, I'm making my own category of mods. This number is for any mod that makes any of the characters bigger, and in this case, I typically mean thicker. There are quite a few, and it's honestly kinda concerning. Beer Belly Freddy and Monty, for example, but what I really mean is Thunder Thighs Vanny, Thick Vanessa, and multiple mods that, let's say, enhance Roxy and Chica, sometimes separately, sometimes not. There are separate bigger Roxy and Chica mods, but there's also one on the Nexus that makes both Chica and Roxy bigger in certain areas, as the mod author describes it. Like, I understand that sex sells, but like, seriously, why with animatronics? Like, honestly, Chica is already pretty damn thick, especially Toy Chica, and Roxy seems to already have a lot of fans based off her original version, so why do we need to expand them when we can just leave them the way they are and admire them for their naturally constructed by man and made out of plastic figures? Or, hear me out, okay, we don't worry about that at all, unless I'm talking about Chica, okay? I don't know if I'll be talking about Chica like this until I get a girlfriend, or me talking about Chica in this way is actively preventing me from getting a girl. Oh well, you know what, either way, at least I have Chica until I don't need her anymore. In at 7, DJ Circus Baby. DJ Music Man is one of the coolest additions to Security Breach, which is why it makes me concerned that they're turning him into other characters, particularly DJ Circus Baby. Quote from the mod author RSH Vlogs on YouTube. "This mod replaces DJ Music Man with Circus Baby. The boss fight looks so cool and scary." And straight up, these screenshots are haunting as hell. They seem to have adapted the baby model used in Help Wanted, but made it even more cursed by turning it into a giant pseudo spider. And you know what? I fucking hate it. I despise it with a burning passion. What the living Jesus made you think that this was an okay idea? My brain does not want to even think of how this concept inseminated your brain and then was birthed just through sheer buffoonery. Okay? Her hair pokes out of the size of the tunnels. That's terrifying. Why would you forsake me like this? And we're not even done the list. We're not even halfway through. I don't want to look at this anymore. Can we move on, please? Or like, does the video need to be longer? In at 6, Minecraft Pig over Freddy. There are a lot of over Freddy or instead of Freddy mods for Security Breach. It's part of why I think the Choose Your Guardian DLC would be pointless and won't happen. This Minecraft pig over Freddy mod is certainly something weird. Quote, ride a Minecraft pig in Security Breach. That's the description, and I think it makes it pretty obvious. Instead of riding inside Freddy when using him like a mech, you're instead riding on a Minecraft pig. I don't know how this looks on like the parts and service table, and honestly I don't really want to know, but this is something that I definitely want to add to the series on the channel now because damn, it's weird. Probably like one of the weirder ones on this list. I should have put it higher, but while a Minecraft pig might be weird, and these next ones get disturbing. And you know what? Since we're talking Minecraft, and frankly I need this number to be a little longer, why not come over to Minecraft Nightmare and give that channel a subscribe if you do indeed like Minecraft, okay? It's all Minecraft all the time. It's basically all the top 10 gaming goodness with myself, Jay, and Hero Brian. So yeah, do that or be banned from watching this channel. I'm wearing the crown for a reason. Halfway through into number 5, Small Head Freddy. Small Head Freddy is a mod that I'm currently using in the Security Breach But It's Ruined My Mod series because honestly it's incredibly odd having this guy with a tiny head. It makes every moment incredibly entertaining even if it's supposed to be serious. Like when he's laying on the ground and he needs to go to parts and service and he's like superstar. Like that's actually hilarious when he has a tiny head. It makes everything a joke when you're supposed to be crying. And then for some reason in parts and service his head is like normal sized. I mean, like, it makes sense based on like game mechanics, but it's lame. Make the game harder for me, please. Like, I want to see how precise I can be with my mouse clicks. Or let me use one of those like giant magnifying glasses that are like floating on like the boom arms, basically, right? That you see in like all of like they're in the Santa Claus, right? When he's trying to like read the clauses on the card, and they have to keep bringing the bigger ones like that. Yeah, let me use one of those. That'd be cool. That'd be sick! Mostly because I love torturing myself emotionally and mentally for your entertainment. Although, I do have my limit. Like, I won't actually torture myself unless it's really worth it. People keep suggesting that I get a Sheikah tattoo, but that seems like torturing myself a little too much. Maybe when gaming hits like 10 million subs, I'll do a Chica tattoo. At least, if they haven't fired me yet for suggesting animatronic Whoopi. In at 4, Megarina's Mega Pizzaplex. Now this is probably the biggest mod on this list. Basically, this mod changes the entire map, or a majority of it at least, from Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex to Megarina's Mega Pizzaplex, which is ironic since the original name of the character is Mini-Rena. It also changes Glamrock Freddy into Megarina, which is far more disturbing than I imagined. As the description on Game Banana says, this mod replaces a big number of assets relating Freddy to Megarina ones. It took a lot of time and I had many great people to help me out with stuff. I hope you like it, and please do check out the people that contributed. Of course I couldn't change every single asset, but I tried to do as much as I can. I also don't have an infinite budget, meaning I couldn't get all art replaced. And by the way, any mod that I don't mention is from the Nexus does come from Game Banana. Okay, including any up until this point. But this is still an insane mod, so thank you to the creator, Springy, as well as the artists Star, Judy, Gumshoe, and Maz. It's still kind of weird though, gotta admit it, because it kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's well done. Getting close to the end, into number 3, DJ White Woman. This is... I don't... Remember how I said that DJ Baby was cursed? But then it gets worse? Yeah, here's worse. This is a direct quote from the description of DJ White Woman. God, I hate this. One of the worst things to come out of Security Breach. This mod replaces DJ Music Man with a god-awful Spider Vanessa hybrid. Yes, I hate it too. This is just absolutely horrific. Okay, you're seeing the pictures right now, certainly, and hopefully you're just as confused, scarred, and worried as I was. Because if I have to suffer this, and the editor has to suffer this, you have to suffer this too. And while this number is about DJ White Woman, there is also another mod that I need to mention that turns DJ Music Man into matpat. Yes, you heard that right. Matpat's iconic Music Man scream was so popular that it got him turned into a Fnaf mod. I wish I was a Fnaf mod. That would be insane. Can I be Crying Child or something? I whine a lot. Given like my hair, right? Blue eyes and a suit, that would be cool. right? I think that'd be cool. That's kind of a goal of mine now, to be turned into a mod. But hopefully something not as cursed as this. Actually, no, it's fine if it's cursed. I kind of prefer it that way. Penultimately, in at number 2, Security Breach Endgame. Have you ever wanted the Fnaf Security Breach cast to be the Avengers? Yeah, me neither. Never really crossed my mind. But nevertheless, here comes ML Spence 3D and Security Breach Endgame, a mod that changes each FNAF character to be a different Avengers member. Now, Chica is Black Widow, Roxy is Black Panther, Gregory is Spider-Man, Freddy is Iron Man, Monty is the Hulk, and Vanessa is Loki. However, considering how Monty dies, it should have been him being Black Widow, because you know he falls. The two scenes are very similar. However, I understand why they went with him being the Hulk instead. It makes more sense for the rest of the game. I don't know why this mod was created or why anyone thought it was necessary, but damn, it's actually pretty impressive. I kind of want to do a Freddy Fazbear Iron Man suit cosplay now, but like a normal Iron Man suit with Freddy Fazbear colors. But like my 3D printer isn't big enough for that yet. Plus, there's actually a really sick release trailer for the mod, so take a look. And finally, in at number 1, not modest animatronics. Now this is another mod that I felt the need to put on this list, okay? And I can't actually say the name of the mod without getting in trouble from the gods above. Those gods being Susan and the rest of YouTube staff. However, this not modest or not clothed animatronics mod is very concerning to me, okay? People keep DMing me, telling me to download this mod, but I literally can't. This mod removes the clothing on both Chica and Roxy, leaving them exposed. So, clearly it's not a viable option for a YouTube playthrough, although a Patreon one isn't out of the question. Either way, what the living hell? Firstly, why is this a mod? Secondly, why are they so well endowed? Sweet heavens to Betsy! At least, if you're going to make this mod, make it realistic. Like, they must be wearing some high-tier compression fabric. Like Vanny if you're using the Fat Vanessa mod, cause yowza! Plus, apparently, from images on Google, there's also potentially a Monty version of this mod, giving him some well-endowed chest articles as well. Like, what the hell is up with that? I mean, I guess I'd rather see that than animatronic schlong. In at 10, Huggy Wuggy. Huggy Wuggy is the main antagonist of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. Huggy Wuggy was created by Playtime Code to be embraced by children, because you like hugs, huggy wuggy, embracing, yeah. The toy soon became the most successful product of the company, but was eventually modified at some point prior to the events of the game with some form of scientific procedure that turned it into a flesh being with a human brain and organs. It made him a monster, basically. His first appearance saw him pretend to be a statue to fool the player. As soon as the player managed to grab the key for the next room and turning the power back on, Huggy Wuggy disappears from his pedestal, and then, throughout the game, he stalks the player from vents or high unreachable places. And this mod turns this freak of nature into the goddamn daycare attendant. Now, I'll be honest, the daycare attendant is already normally pretty sus if you ask me. Like, this man could use a conversation with Chris Hansen if you catch my drift, but turning them into Huggy Wuggy seems like a little much. In at 9, Simon YOC. Simon YOC is an original character owned by @SolidNoise on TikTok. This mod only replaced his son, but it is still creepy as hell. I know nothing about this character, but from the comments on this one, it is absolutely terrifying. So let me read you some of these comments so you can have context. Quote, "Oh no, Jangle the Puss Puss has gotten her hands on Roxanne Wolf." Quote, "Whoa, she's so beautiful. Good job, really like it." What? I know nothing about this character, but I think that that makes it even worse. Hopefully. Actually, you know what? It's probably better that I don't know. I don't want to know about this character because the more I know, the more I'm liable for when it's revealed that they're actually a predator. In at 8, Shadow YOC. Now, while you might think that this Shadow the Rabbit mod is the dark antithesis of the Simon character that we just mentioned, the mod author states that Shadow the Rabbit replaces Moon, and that Shadow is owned by FightMe024 on TikTok. There are no comments on this one, luckily, but again, this is some creepy. Like, there are only a few images of this, and the last one, which means that I can't make the numbers too long, but for real, this guy is kind of horrific looking. It's kind of creepy. With 2 likes, 111 downloads, and 1.1 thousand views, I think we can all agree that this is even more likely to be a predator than the last character, hence why they're higher on the list. However, unfortunately, this is not the last original character that we'll be dealing with today, but it is still giving me the heebie-jeebies, so we're just going to move on. In at 7, Sploinkus and Yoinkus. Now, I really have no idea what these characters are, but I included them because there aren't really that many mods for the daycare attendant, okay? So, anyway, the name also reminds me of the TikTok trend for like the, what do you think, Wankus Bonkus? Kill him. Oh, you naughty Wankus Bonk. You know that? The Wankus Bonk? Yeah, that thing. Anyway, the description reads as follows, quote, "This mod replaces Sunbot and Moonbot models with the critically acclaimed Sploinkus and Yoinkus. No further comment needed. Gonna be real, I don't know what's up with the mod loader stuff, but I'm going to assume it works fine with this. All you need to do is extract sploinkus.zip and drag packchunk34-windows no editor.pack into Fnaf 9 content packs under your game's installation directory." That's all it says, okay? Although I do have to disagree, there is further comment needed because I have no idea where these came from or whose delusional mind thought that this was gonna be better than the original animatronics. Then the comments don't help either. Someone said that the mod doesn't seem to work until they renamed a folder. Someone said, "No way," and another person just replied with lol. Like, what the hell? Can someone actually help me with this, please, for the love of God? Like, what is this? Who did this? Whose brainchild birthed this? This is wrong. In at 6, Mini Rena. Okay, so this mod is one that we had installed on the security breach, but it's ruined by mods playthrough on this channel, and this was pretty damn creepy. This is basically just replacing the sun and moon with colored versions of the Mini Rena with jester hats on top, and then upscaled to be the size of my nightmares. Now, like, when this was loaded into the game for the first time, I had absolutely no idea that it was, and I was absolutely terrified. But I mean, like, hey, it could be worse, right? Yeah, it actually can be. It's just going to get worse, wait and see. I will admit though that this certainly made the moon animatronic creepier than it was when especially when it started crawling around the play structure when I was looking for the generators. I actually screamed and I nearly cried. I didn't come close to throwing up, which, let's be honest, would have made a great episode. Like, imagine if I had thrown up on camera. Like, damn. That's some old gaming YouTuber moment vibes, you know? It's like peak Smosh games. Halfway through into number 5, Old Sun and Moon. Swamps out textures with edited ones to make them more creepy. Still based by preference if it's creepy, is the description for this mod. And honestly, it's incredibly accurate. And also the foundation for these lists, okay? If it's creepy or scary is based on preference. So I don't know why people keep commenting stuff like this isn't scary, because you know what? It might not be scary to you, but it could be scary to someone else. So stuff off. Anyway, this old texture for Sun and Moon is hella creepy, and honestly I'm kinda glad that I didn't have this one installed, otherwise I might have actually come close to puking. Like, this one is hella creepy, dude, and like, even just the sun is bad. Wait till you see the moon, too. Like, they're both cracked like mosaic tiles, or mosaic, or however you say that word. Like, tiles, or like, they look like stained glass, and it makes me hella sus. I don't know how I feel about this guy already, but I feel like this guy is going to grab me in awkward places, and then I'm gonna get cuts all over those places because he looks like broken glass. I'm surprised that he didn't just fall apart in the ball pit. Like, one little flick and this dude crumbles. They just really seem to be after my fastballs. And I'm gonna keep making jokes about how creepy this is because honestly, I don't like it, okay? It's wrong. He's messed up. In at 4, the daycare puppet. This is just actually terrifying, okay? This is like if Baby and Ballora had a kid and it was in the form of a mini Rena, because, well, you're about to see. This is just absolutely horrifying, honestly. It was originally earlier in this list, but I bumped it up because, Christ almighty, I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. The mod description for this reads, quote, "Update, I changed the files and stuff because it was too confusing for y'all. Some didn't even read the note I left, ... Well, it is what it is. Enter here with a new mod mod. This time the one returning is none other than the puppet as daycare puppet. She'll replace Sun and Moon with 2 different models. You can also have Sleepy Guard puppet replacing Moon and Sun if you like it better that way. And you know what? I don't like it either way. It's a well-made mod, and honestly, absolutely amazing hands down, but this is one of the most cursed things that I have ever seen in my life. Like, dear Lord, why did we think that we had to do this? Why did we have to do this list? I say that as if I didn't make myself do this list, but like, god damn it, me! Getting close to the end in number 3, Nightmare Sun. This mod replaces Moondrop with Nightmare Sun. This creates the Sun Transforms into Nightmare Sun mod by RSH on Game Banana. And let me tell you, this is one hella freaky character. Honestly, this is one of the freakiest versions on this list. And if it wasn't for what's coming up and some slight memeage, it would 100% be the #1 pick. This mod somehow completely removes the feeling of a creeper or predator out of this character and replaces it with actual terror. I don't know how the hell I would be playing this game if this were a part of it. And honestly, if this wasn't supposed to be a ruined by mods series instead of like Security Breach, but it's actually Scary series, I would have been all over this mod because it genuinely makes the daycare sequence horrific. Especially if you aren't me and don't use the whole gamma up screen brightening trick to actually get through it as fast as possible, okay? I found that very beneficial. The first time I tried the daycare, it took me hours, okay? I wasn't good at it. I wanted it to be easier this time around. But with this installed, I don't think I would ruin the mod with that. I would just use the flashlight, but it's terrifying. Penultimately, in at number 2, Waluigi. The Waluigi mod is something that unfortunately I wasn't able to find on the Nexus or on Game Banana, and I think that kinda sucks. This mod was seemingly the basis behind the Security Breach, but it's ruined by mods video series from Toasted Shoes, because that's the very first one that I saw and it ended up being a load of crazy. This mod wasn't really that well made, I guess, for lack of a better term, since after all the mod just placed Waluigi's model over the Sundrop model and didn't actually replace it, so Sundrop was still poking out at places. But the mod was seemingly removed from the Nexus. But it was at one point there, so I guess it's good that nobody else is gonna have to deal with that. But to be fair, it's also funny as all hell. I wish I could have played with this mod because, oh well, it's fine. I don't have to deal with it. This is still pretty damn cursed and not anything that I would want to deal with normally, but seriously, it's funny. It's hilarious. But still oddly terrifying at the same time. And isn't that the combination we all look for in a woman? I mean, mod, I might have said too much. And finally, in at number 1, the Puppet. This is 2 separate mods that work together because, well, they're both made by Braun on Game Banana on the Nexus and turn Sundrop and Moondrop respectively into the Puppet from Fnaf 2 and Nightmarion from Fnaf 4. Quote from the Nightmarion page: "This is a Nightmarion model swap for Moondrop, and yes, I know that the legs are disconnected, but this is the best I can get it right now." But I think that the disconnected legs makes it even creepier because it adds a layer of mystical or magical to the game. And I mean, considering how we're fighting against a woman possessed by the sentient living code of a dead serial killer, I think that a little magic is fine for this series. And I think that you can't really fight me on that point. Plus, then that character ends up getting replaced with a version of the serial killer's original endoskeleton infused body that then also gets filled with his sentient code form. So frankly, put any of these mods on this list would actually make sense, aside from the Huggy mod. I don't think that fits anywhere.
Number 10, Fnaf vs. Roblox. In Roblox, you can play a variety of different games. The game of Roblox itself is basically a game creation game, so you can play to create or simply enjoy playing games that others have created. Considering how popular Five Nights at Freddy's has become, it's not surprising that in Roblox, there are of course a ton of FNAF inspired games. While they're not exactly mods, in Roblox, every game you build using this engine is like a mod game that you created, in the same way that Minecraft and Gary's Mod have mods. You feel me? One of the games that is currently in dev for Roblox, but hopefully will be fully released soon, is Fnafverse, which allows you to play as not just your favorite of the original animatronics, but any animatronic from the FNAF games. They have Nightmare Freddy, they have Ennard, and there are even a few different versions of the animatronics that are not from the games. It looks like in this game you'll be able to visit different maps and locations inspired by the different FNAF games.
The next one is Fredmare, which is basically that one except, nightmare and all black and yellow. Very creepy. Also has giant hands.
Number 9, GTA 5. Even in Grand Theft Auto, you can find our murderous gang of animatronics. Is it weird that I actually feel like the animatronics fit in pretty well in GTA 5? After all, you're usually kind of playing as a criminal or a gangster. Freddy might not be a gangster, but he and his animatronic friends have definitely committed a few crimes, for sure. There is a mod in GTA that allows you to play as the main cast of animatronics: Freddy, Foxy, Chica, or Bonnie, and get up to, well, whatever kind of shenanigans you want. You get to decide that part. Number 8, Skyrim. Despite the fact that the Bethesda game Skyrim is now considered to be kind of old, originally being released in 2011, man, I remember when that game release happened and it was just such a big deal. I spent like a whole week just in my basement playing that game almost non-stop. Anyways, despite its age, people still both play and create mods for Skyrim, even though Skyrim came out 3 years previous to the first Fnaf game. Even though Skyrim came out 3 years previous to the first Fnaf game, you can still find a mod that allows you to change your race to that of your favorite animatronic. Number 7, Freddy's Ultimate Roleplay, Roblox. Coming at us again from Roblox is a game called Freddy's Ultimate Roleplay. This game recently got a big update in March and allows you to play as your favorite animatronic, roam around, and explore. Basically, it's like an RPG with Fnaf characters. Kind of like Fnaf World, but different. In fact, this game even also features coffee. Eventually, it looks like there may even be a character creator which allows you to create your own animatronic. Number 6, Fredbear's Custom Night, Roblox. This Roblox game is really cool because it allows you to play as either the animatronics or the security guard while you attempt to survive the night. What's really cool is it is multiplayer, like most Roblox games, so you can actually play against other players as the animatronics instead of just playing against AI if you were playing as the security guard. Or why not try to help take out the security guard yourself by playing as an animatronic? If you've always wanted to play as an animatronic in the FNAF games and help eliminate the security guard, this might be the game for you. Number 5, Sims 4. Sims 4 is a game that is known for all its mods that allow you to bring your own creations from your favorite fandoms to life, including FNAF. People have used the mods in the game to create their own versions of the restaurants and their own versions of the characters. People have used mods in the game to create their own versions of the restaurants and their own sim versions of the characters. Meaning you could play through The Sims as Circus Baby if you have the right skin textures and if that's what you want to do. You could make Circus Baby a psychotic killer and have her burn down houses and remove ladders from pools, or just grant her that happy and free life that she always wanted. The decision is yours. Number 4, Fallout 4. While in Fallout 4, finding specific mods for FNAF is not as common. Many fans of the franchise have found themselves able to use other mods, however, in order to build their own little FNAF maps and locations within the nuclear wastelands of Fallout. There are various different building mods and texture mods that you can download and use to bring FNAF to life in the game of Fallout 4. A lot of the most popular mods are the ones that give players more control when it comes to building and creating within the game on their own, turning Fallout 4 into a bit of a sandbox game in the process, which is great for those who really enjoy creating their own stuff and recreating stuff from other games that they've loved, like FNAF. Number 3, Gmod. The game Garry's Mod is basically a game physics engine that allows players to create their own mini games and mods within the world of Gmod. It's a sandbox game, like Minecraft or Roblox, and it's called Garry's Mod because it was created by Gary Newman. Fans of FNAF have used Gmod to create all kinds of maps and FNAF games, which allows players free roam to explore and try to survive in various different FNAF locations, including Fredbear's Diner and Freddy's Pizzeria. These mods are actually pretty cool as they allow you to explore in these locations in a way you never really get to within the original games themselves, since you're kind of limited to the cameras for what you can see. Number 2, Fallout New Vegas. Five Nights at Vault 5 was a mod created for Fallout New Vegas by YouTuber Zoo the Skunk. It's definitely got to be one of my favorites on this list. Basically, Five Nights at Vault 5 is like a Fallout style version of FNAF, but with some differences. Overall, though, maintaining the feel of that original title. Instead, you are in an arena trying to survive 5 nights with robots. You can move around, in fact, actually you have to move around in this game in order to survive instead of standing still, and if any of the robots see you, they will kill you. They only come out at night though, and during the day are contained and are harmless. Can you survive 5 nights in the arena? Number 1, Minecraft. There have been a few FNAF mods that have made their way into Minecraft. Among them is the famed FNAF Universe mod. This is a mod that allows players to access all of the animatronics in Minecraft and the FNAF maps and games, which of course are all styled in the pixelated world of Minecraft. While normally in the world of Minecraft everything becomes texturized in that Minecraft style, there are even texture mods that you can get that will allow you to see the posters from the games a little bit more clearly, so everything's not quite as pixelated. You can even find a mod that allows you to get your own flashlight, which you can carry around as you explore the creepy maps of the FNAF games in Minecraft.
And at 10, Scott Cawthon. Yes, that's right. Scott Cawthon is an Ultimate Custom Night. Okay, well, not normally in a sense, but you actually need to install this mod for it to work. But this mod, along with most of the mods on this list, comes from Elliot Robo on DeviantArt, which is honestly the last place I expected to find Ultimate Custom Night mods. So that's why these are all mostly going to be from him. Scott in this mod actually replaces the phone guy, since most of these mods require you to replace an animatronic, since that's just how the coding works, but still. Instead of Scott Cawthon talking as phone guy, you get Scott Cawthon talking as Scott Cawthon. It's not really scary in the normal sense, but rather because of the sheer implication that Scott being present in his own world would create, and the amount of work I would have to do to explain it. Only for nobody to care because it didn't come from matpat. Yeah, that's my life. That's why it's scary. In at 9, Fixed Trap. Scrap Trap is one of the most pointlessly controversial characters in FNAF history. Most people thought that it was just a more rundown Springtrap, and others assumed that it was an entirely separate character, which in some ways makes sense given that Scrap Trap's head is much larger than Springtrap's, but then that caused a load of people to think that Mike was Springtrap, and that's simply not the case. But this mod from, again, Elite Robo replaces Scrap Trap with a fixed version of the Spring Bonnie suit that he's wearing, which makes it seem less scary in theory, but it's highly unsettling. It's so smooth and the head shape is so odd, it looks like you're looking at a skull. I get uncomfortable looking at it. So yeah, if you want a fixed Scrap Trap that still sets you on edge, use this. Now for God's sakes, please take it away. And at 8, Alistor. Has-Been Hotel is an American adult animated web series created by Vinny Vizipop Medrano on YouTube. It was made entirely by freelance animators and is largely financed by his Patreon followers. The official pilot was released on YouTube on October 28, 2019, and on November 6, 2019, Medrano stated on Patreon that there was no release date for the second episode yet. By August 2020, the show developed a dedicated fan base, with the 31-minute pilot receiving over 61 million views as of May of this year, a rise from 32 million views in May of 2020. On August 7, 2020, it was also announced that A24 had picked up Has-Been Hotel for a full television series. Alistor, the radio demon, is an overlord of hell in the show. His voice sounds like it's coming through a radio, complete with static, sound effects, and theme music. He offers his services to Charlie in order to help her maintain her goal of running the hotel, but only for his own amusement. And they're added into Ultimate Custom Night by Charlie B. Jr. on Game Jolt and replaces Funtime Foxy. This is the only mod that's made by a different mod author on this list. I'm sorry, but that's just how it worked out. And at 7, Into the Pit Spring Bonnie. If you've seen the cover of Into the Pit, you'll know about this Into the Pit Spring Bonnie, the main antagonist of the story of the same name. And by the same name, I mean the name is Into the Pit, not Into the Pit Spring Bonnie. Either way, this version of Spring Bonnie is basically a nightmare version of the character, except more repaired than the other nightmare animatronics. Because let's be honest, in this series, a fully repaired animatronic with no damage in the style of the FNAF 1 robots is actually terrifying. I don't know why these proportions and this style of animatronic is just so creepy to me, but it is. And while it may not be as common of a thought to add the Fazbear Frights cover characters into Ultimate Custom Night, well, maybe aside from Fetch, I think that they're worth it. As I'm sure you could expect, this mod is from Elite Robo on DeviantArt, and the post has 2 links to download the mod from, one being a Discord link and the other being some weird file sharing service that isn't Mediafire or Dropbox, so I personally wouldn't trust it, but hey, it's up to you. And at 6, Twisted Ones. Yep, you heard me right. You can have the twisted animatronics in Ultimate Custom Night for the simple price of replacing a couple animatronics. The ones this mod from Elite Robo adds are Twisted Freddy, Bonnie, and Foxy. There isn't a Twisted Wolf specifically. I think that Foxy is meant to be Twisted Wolf, except just more themed. But I don't even know if there was a Twisted Foxy. I didn't read the book. My sister has it, I just haven't borrowed it yet. However, Elite Robo has mentioned in the comments that they're willing to add additional characters in further mod updates if the models get released, since currently the models are from a Steam community page. And since this was already an update made back in Halloween 2020, it's been over a year, so I'm sure that other models have been released. It could also help explain why there's no Twisted Wolf and instead Twisted Foxy. There was just no model for it. But if you want to make a model for like Twisted Chica or something and send it to Elite Robo, I'm sure they'd be grateful. Halfway through into number 5, Scrap Orville Elephant. Orville Elephant isn't a particularly scary character. This remains the same for the rest of the mediocre melodies. However, this Scrap Orville mod using a model by user Whole Opaque Zoom is honestly terrifying. Scrapping animatronics always makes them scarier, and with the lore implications that the original Orville added with some of his death lines in the game, I can only imagine what a Scrap Orville would add. While the page doesn't explicitly state it, I'm guessing that the mod would replace the original Orville to help him look like just more of a scrap animatronic. And to be frank, this is probably the scariest scrap animatronic that I've seen, even if it is fan-made. Ooh, should we make like a scary fan-made scrap animatronics list? I think that would be cool. Oh, I'll write that down. And at 4, Dark Springtrap. Oh yeah, here's where we're getting to the good stuff. Dark Springtrap in Ultimate Custom Night is a mod that replaces Rockstar Chica with Dark Springtrap and RS, and Rockstar Chica's sign with a spare puppet mask. Dark Springtrap is basically Springtrap after the Fnaf 3 fire, but before Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. The concept of Springtrap is already pretty dark, with a serial killer getting trapped inside of an animatronic suit unable to die because he's being possessed. But combine that with the whole Fnaf 3 fire burning him slightly, and then you have some decent nightmare fuel. Springtrap isn't really that scary of a character, but Dark Springtrap certainly helps make him freakier, especially because most of the actual William body in this model seems to be gone. It's mostly an empty shell that actually technically makes him more of an animatronic than the original Springtrap, since normal Springtrap isn't an animatronic, it's just a dude trapped in an animatronic suit. I will die on this hill. Springtrap is not an animatronic, he is a dude who has just been augmented. Basically. Facts. Getting close to the end in number 3, Hallows Eve. Now we're starting to get to the collections, which definitely are going to be at the top, because let's be honest, the more the scarier, am I right? Instead of the more the merrier, pardon the pun. Elite Robo made a mod for Dreadbear and Grim Foxy from the Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted DLC Curse of Dreadbear that replaces Nightmare Eon and Ennard. And we all know how much I love the Help Wanted DLC, especially since Grim Foxy is my favorite animatronic at this point. But these animatronics are definitely going to be freaky being added to a game when they hadn't really been created yet. Oh god, imagine the lore that would come from them being in this game. I don't care how many jump scares or whatever that I have to deal with, the scariest part of Five Nights at Freddy's will always be the lore, no matter what, okay? If it has any lore implications, no matter what it is, I will run away screaming. I mean, I would run now, but there's kind of like a wall here, so I can't run. And ultimately, into number 2, Fan Game Trio. The Fan Game Trio mod pack is a mod that replaces Toy Bonnie as Pop Goes the Weasel, Toy Chica as Candy the Cat, and Withered Bonnie as Ignited Bonnie. These characters are from the 3 popular fan games Pop Goes, Five Nights at Candy's, and The Joy of Creation. Ironically, all of which are coming to the Fazbear Extended Universe thanks to the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, which is certainly interesting since this mod for Ultimate Custom Night was released in 2019, meaning it predates the announcement for the Fanverse which occurred in 2020. So technically, this mod in a way could in theory be canon, but I'm not even going to get into that because let's be real, that would drive me too crazy. I'll let matpat handle this one, even though I know for a fact that he won't, because come on, he shouldn't even try to step to me. I say that only because he has absolutely no idea who I am, and I'm okay with that at this point. But yeah, if you want to experience the Fazbear Extended Universe, there you go. All you need to do is get this mod by Elite Robo again, because of course it is. And finally, into number 1, Bago Puppets. I think we all know how I feel about the puppet and the various different fan-made versions of the puppet that we've discussed on this channel, particularly the Reaper puppet. Luckily, this mod does not feature the Reaper puppet from the Final Night series, but rather the security puppet and the stylized puppet created by Tofu Kaj. That's probably not the right way to say it, but if I say it the way I'm guessing it's really pronounced, we make it demonetized. However, this mod replaces Nightmarion and the puppet respectively, and honestly, that's all I can really say. The stylized puppet in this game is absolutely terrifying, and I hate that this thing creeps me out so much. I feel like I'm the phone guy. My favorite animatronic is a version of Foxy, that being Grim Foxy, and I'm always creeped out by alternate versions of the puppet, just like the phone guy thinks that the puppet is always thinking. But luckily these animatronics aren't real and can't actually hurt me. I think, man. Whenever I end up having a kid and like they want to go to Chuck E. Cheese for some reason, they're always going to wonder why I either say no or I'm extremely cautious around these goddamn animatronics and the people in the Chucky suit. Like, they won't understand the struggle of having to talk about this series day after day. This series is gonna mess me up more than high school. Oh yeah. And it's in Roblox. Like you should all know at this point, okay? If you think I care about Roblox for anything other than paintball, you're wrong. Frankly, I don't really care about paintball all that much either, okay? No matter, the mods technically aren't mods for this game, and they're custom game modes. But you know what? It's pretty scary how bad some of these are. Yeah, that's right. For right off the bat, I'm talking scary bad for the first number, because you know what? It's goddamn Roblox, and it's not paintball. Now, if there was a Fnaf Roblox paintball, maybe this would be a different story. But the good old days of Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag seem to be behind me. Honestly, a couple of these Roblox servers are actually kind of good, but others like Fnaf Roleplay, I'm telling you, like, not even we could make a theory on those, okay? And we milk Fnaf more than literally any other channel on the internet.
You're going back down to number 9, to Sims 4. Bro, Sims? Nah, like if you're an avid artist and don't mind taking the time to build characters, you can turn your Sims character into FNAF characters. Not only can you make the animatronic Sims, you can actually download a mod to do all the work if you don't even feel like building. Following YouTubers Lauren Z-Side and BJTG used this mod, built by Kitty Candy's Mods. They really dive deep into how the FNAF mods get into business. BJTG has more scary vibe, more of kind of like a birthday party ominence going on, where you see the kids and they think they are having a good time. They're laughing and playing with the Decepticons just waiting to transform. Whereas Lauren Z-Side did a series on the Sims, build and locations. Also did a storyline. Definitely a great mod for the Sims if you're looking for that more realistic feel, or should I say simulation feel. And definitely a good watch, I tell you, for the FNAF fans.
And today, GTA 5. GTA 5 is probably one of the most heavily modded games that I've ever seen. From mod menus and story mode to even online, but all the real fun mods unfortunately only work in single player because online is a cesspool of another kind of crap. But let me tell you, okay, watching Freddy Fazbear running at you with a sniper rifle is probably one of the craziest things that I have seen in this lifetime. And the only thing that can really top that for like scare factor is if I saw that in real life. Like just some dude popping out of an alleyway wearing like full FNAF animatronic suit and then charging at me like even with like just like a Glock. Like hell no, okay? I'm not doing that. It doesn't even have to be like the purple guy, okay? It's like giving these animatronics even the slightest hint of a weapon will make your white pants brown. It's like that scene from The Amazing Spider-Man where he was like freaking out with the knife. He's like, oh no, that's my weakness, small knives. It's that, but like actually legit because it's an animatronic with a knife. Like why would I want that?
But going on to number 7, we have Left 4 Dead, and yes, this one brings me way back. I'm taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool who's so cool. Yeah, this is definitely what is cool, right? Yeah, let alone scary. And I love Hordes of Zombies. Playing the original, it was great. This was the zombie we all was going to play. We waited for it. We didn't want to play COD Zombies, let alone you needed an Xbox or a PC just to play this game. This was definitely one of the staple zombie games we have now. Zombie Army, even the new Dying Light series, but none of them have FNAF in them. So this is what makes this game a little bit more gruesome, because you could have the animatronic horde. Excuse me? What type of hordes? Animatronic hordes. See, now zombies are tough enough to deal with already, but now we have them paired into our beloved game. If I could speak candidly, this FNAF add-on mod is kinda stressful, bruh. Like, I gotta be killing zombies and robots all the time. Like, what if I just wanna chill one day, dog? Nope, no chill for you. You just gotta be evil all the goddamn time.
And at 6, Among Us. Among Us is a fun game, and it really shines when you're playing with your friends over voice chat or with various mods like the Town of Salem mod or the Proximity Chat mod. Some of you might remember the Among Us phase that we went through on this channel. And while Gregory might have been acting a little sus when venting throughout the Pizzaplex, there was no real Among Us style gameplay in Security Breach aside from that reference. If it was a reference at least. However, that didn't stop people from actually making Among Us mods for Fnaf. I think even before Security Breach released at that. There are actually a lot of mods out there for Fnaf, either be it retextures for maps, tasks, and outfits, to even new roles in maps like Vanny and Freddy Fazbear. Technically, the imposters are kind of like Vanny and William to begin with, right? So like a color change here, a little name change there, and boom, the imposter goes from red to purple, and then you're the purple guy. It's certainly an interesting one for sure, okay? Circus Baby's a little sus though, okay? SAR vent in cams.
Going on to number 5, Gary's Mod. And now this one, for me, I enjoyed this game. I haven't really played too much of it, but I know a lot about this game. Gary's Mod is a physical sandbox game, and honestly, it doesn't have any objectives. The player is able to spawn non-player characters, ragdolls, and props and interact with them with various means using physics. And props that can be picked up, rotated, and also frozen in place. And what do you know they added to this game? You guessed it. It's a Fnaf mod. You can find this legit everywhere. The best place is to find it is on Steam. The Fanatics, let me tell you something. I hate scary games, but I enjoy my jump scares. And hey, we all do it for the content, right? This mod just gives me the creeps, and you have the free reign to have all the Fnaf fun and blood you need for your fill, depending on how much your fill really is. We go by the name of YouTuber Spy Cakes, and honestly, if you watch his videos, he will make you laugh, let alone his sense of horror in his videos. Oof.
Hit it for Skyrim. Oh, you guys know me, I love me some Skyrim. And if you don't, you obviously need to subscribe because I love me some Skyrim. But you all had to poison it with some goddamn Fnaf mods. Seriously? Like, come on. Can I not have one thing that's safe? Oldrim specifically has the Chica from Fnaf in Skyrim lol Nord female mod, which honestly makes me worry about Chica. Like, I love Chica. We all know this. Glamrock and Toy Chica can suffocate me at any time with those glorious thighs, but this is just no, okay? She looks like if The Simpsons had like a glitch or something. The description of this mod is also April, your mother, say goodbye, which makes me worry about whoever April is and their mother. Plus, the permissions and credit section for this mod just says lol help. Yes, please do help because I need some goddamn eye bleach after that holy living tombstone son of a It's messed up. I'd rather have the spirit of my son possess my body and cause me eternal suffering rather than play with that mod.
Going on to number 3. And honestly, this guy's, I swear to God, this is my favorite. Not only because I have him tattooed pretty much like all over my arm here. Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3. Now, like I said, it is my favorite because why? It is friggin' Dragon Ball and it's Tenkaichi. Like, bruh. Tenkaichi was one of my favorite childhood games, and it followed the Dragon Ball series all the way up to GT. Let alone now you got a Fnaf mod where Fazbear in this game is just beating the heck out of people. But wait, there's more. He also fuses with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, which y'all know is the form after Super Saiyan God Red, right? And that just makes the Nightmare Saiyan bear. You know what I'm saying? So the fact of having this mod is just dope as hell. When a Kamehameha is activated, you get the bear face just loaded up on the screen when he does the blast. Kanikachu, hats off to you, my friend. You've done well for this mod. And this mod can actually be found at kanikachu.com.
Penultimately, into number 2, Boneworks. Boneworks is an incredible game, being basically the VR Gary's mod. However, this game already freaked me out thanks to that, like, goddamn sewer level. And now, apparently, there are Fnaf mods for this game, letting you spawn in countless spring traps or Freddies to see who would win in a battle of the armies, or to see how many you can destroy without getting your own handed to you. Honestly, this is a mod that I looked into downloading multiple times since I wanted to play this game, and the only way anyone cares about the content is if it's FNAF themed. I also wanted to punch Springtrap in his goddamn stupid face. And also, yeah, that's right, I'm calling you guys out because all you care about is FNAF. Come on, switch it up. But honestly, I cannot work out how to mod Boneworks, okay? Melon Loader seems too complicated. It's not on the Nexus. Okay, like Security Breach has a Nexus page, but not Boneworks. Come on, bro. I'm just trying to have some fun beating Springtrap with my bare hands. That also may sound like a euphemism, but it's not. And also, if I get yet another mod, I can beat Springtrap with my bare hands.
Going on to number 1, and you know, we are the crafting crew, so we're gonna have to talk about Minecraft. Yeah, you know we just can't be here. Me, Crafted J, and the King Cheese. Oh, nah. Now, but this is also the Fnaf channel, so I guess, you know, we still gotta talk about a little bit of Fnaf, right? But yes, if you look on curseforge.com, what are you gonna find? A Fnaf mod. And when I tell you, if you enjoy Minecraft, and of course Fnaf, but hey, what if they had a baby and put it together? That's what you're gonna find when you go on CurseForge, you know? Because you have the fave Foxy and the mascot Freddy. You know, you and your friends will have a great time with this mod. It's gonna be a game changer, even down to the security breach. Yep, Minecraft has it. And you can't forget about my homie Brian, which y'all will find out about in the Nightmare channel. Who is homie Brian? Y'all questions will be answered over there. But just you wait, Minecraft Nightmare about to be poppin'.
In at 10, Chica's Chase. If I'm honest, this is the mod of my dreams. Not because I've had a dream about it, okay, but because this is a dream that I want to have. With this mod installed, at random times, Chica will start to chase the player suddenly. But not just one Chica, a whole horde of them. And yes, I absolutely mean that as a pun. You did not hear the emphasis wrong. To not only be chased by one, but multiple women is actually the dream. Or I guess maybe it was the dream after I got my soul absolutely decimated. Or maybe it was like that one commercial that literally like every Canadian 90s kid should remember. You know, like the one where the kid is like running from like the 3 girls, but he can't run anymore, so they catch up to him. The logo filacho tree. You know that one? I mean, come on. You need to know it. It was just for a message saying to stay fit just in case, implying that being active would actually have unexpected benefits. But I don't know why they thought a kid who wasn't active and needed that reminder would have to run away from girls. In my experience, they only liked the kids who played sports, but I don't know, maybe you should have had some like superhero action saying that I could be like Spider-Man if I was active or something. That might have done more, but still. Yeah, I like this mod. And at 9, Bigger Chica. There are separate Bigger Roxy and Bigger Chica mods, but there's also one on the Nexus that makes both Chica and Roxy, quote, bigger in certain areas, as the mod author describes it. God, like, okay, I understand that sex sells, but seriously? Why with animatronics? Chica is already pretty damn thick, especially if you look at Toy Chica. Okay, and Roxy seems to have a lot of fans based off her original version as well. So like, why did we need to expand them? Literally speaking. Like, when we can just leave them the way they are, and then you can admire them for their natural, constructed by man and made of plastic figures, I guess. Or, hear me out, we don't worry about it at all, okay? Unless I'm talking about Chica, which this whole list is about, okay? I don't know if I'll be talking about Chica until I get a girlfriend, honestly, at this point. Or maybe talking about Chica is preventing me from getting a girl. Oh well, either way, at least I have Chica until I don't need her anymore, which is proving to take longer than I had hoped. And at 8, Fan Game Trio. The Fan Game Trio mod pack is a mod that replaces Toy Bonnie as Pop Goes the Weasel, Toy Chica as Candy the Cat, and Withered Bonnie as Ignited Bonnie in Ultimate Custom Night. These characters are from 3 of the most popular FNAF fan games, Pop Goes, Five Nights at Candy's, and The Joy of Creation. Ironically, all of which are actually coming to the Fazbear Extended Universe thanks to the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. Which is certainly interesting, since this mod for Ultimate Custom Night was released in 2019, meaning it predates the announcement for the Fanverse. So technically, this mod, in a way, could, in theory, be canon. But I'm not going to get into this list because that would drive me crazy. I'll let matpat deal with that, even though I know for a fact that he won't, because let's be honest, he shouldn't even try to step up to me. I say that only because he has absolutely no idea who I am, and I'm okay with that, but like, still, yeah. If you wanted to experience the Fazbear Extended Universe, there you go. But all you need is this mod by Elite Robo. But since this replaces Toy Chica, the original dummy thick Chica, I think it counts for this list. However, it is a sin to replace our thick mommy with Candy the Cat. And it's 7, Classic Glamrock Chica. This mod is described as a retexture for the Glamrock animatronics meant to be inspired by original early game designs for the characters, with the exception being that Monty and Roxy are new characters, but with color schemes reflecting the characters that they're replacing on the roster, with Roxy looking like Foxy, being called Roxy the Pirate Wolf, and Monty being Montgomery Gator and inspired by Bonnie, of course. But considering how Chica's coloring is based on Toy Chica in this mod, I think we can see where I'm going with this and why this mod is on this list. Like I said, Toy Chica is the original dummy thick animatronic, so sending the glam rock version back to her roots is definitely going to get some people going crazy. Not me, obviously, because FNAF 2 Chica didn't want me and I prefer glam rock Chica, but this also brings up a disturbing point. Chica in Security Breach is white. Like, just plain old white. Whereas in the previous games, she was yellow. Which suggests that only now Chica is an adult chicken, since baby chickens are yellow, whereas adult ones are white. This mod, in a sense, solves that issue, because if her feathers are never white, then she's just like a chicken anomaly that stays yellow forever, just like the AM Samani chickens, like the goth chickens, the ones that are all black, it's like that. But it would be Chica. And it's 6 Ignited Chica. This one is scary because, well, it replaces the normally soothing and loving Glamrock Chica with Ignited Chica from the Joy of Creation game. The game that's referenced on 2 arcade machine types able to be found throughout the Pizzaplex. But that's absolutely terrifying since, you know, the whole point of that game is that you play as Scott Cawthon and his family trying to escape the horrors that have come out of the games and want revenge on you for giving up the series. I think you can get why this is here now. And I mean, like, it replaces the dummy thick Chica we would get normally, which is a cardinal sin. It is a sin against the commandments written upon the FNAF stones. Thou shalt not block the thickness. And this model literally removes half of Chica's body in a fashion that's so gruesome it makes Springtrap look normal. Okay, it would have been fun if she was either still smoldering a little bit maybe, or like if she left scorch prints on the floor for a couple seconds before they vanished, but she doesn't, so sin. How we doing at number 5? Glam Chica in FNAF 1. Ah yes, a FNAF 1 mod, which is kind of crazy actually. With this mod, you get exactly what you'd expect. It's what it says on the packaging. This mod adds Glamrock Chica from Security Breach into FNAF 1. It requires text mod in order to run properly, but other than that, you're all set. I mean, it just puts still images of Chica on the cameras and to replace the normal Chica. And from the looks of things, it's not really like excellently done. It's just like, you know, pictures of Chica instead of making it actually seem like they're a 3D model in the world. But I mean, like, at this point, I'll take what I can get, right? I'd rather have Glamrock Chica hunting me down in FNAF 1 than normal Chica, okay? And if the last mod goes against the commandments by replacing the thickness, then this mod is like the one that will save our souls and allow us to join the FNAF gods. Adding the thickness to where it once was not is nothing short of godlike. And at 4, Guardian Swap. For those of you who wanted to choose your Guardian DLC, so mostly you could try to get inside Chica, here you go, this is the perfect mod for you. No, why would I have that downloaded? What are you talking about? This is a Glamrock Freddy, Glamrock Chica model swap, and I mean, like, it doesn't really change the poses or anything like that, meaning that Freddy will act the same way as Chica and vice versa, but it's still certainly an interesting mod that I'm pretty sure plenty of people are going to use for plenty of things, all of which are normal and not sinful in the slightest, I'm sure. I don't know why you would suggest such a thing on a list about dummy thick Chica mods. Why are you saying that this is for other purposes? Damn, get your mind out of the gutter. Some of the issues with this mod, however, seem to have at least included Freddy still being the parts and service model, subtitles still saying that Freddy is talking, and I'm not actually sure if the lines got revoiced, but it's a possibility. But if the captions are saying that it's Freddy, I doubt the lines are dubbed, or I guess would have to be spliced together, so that's unfortunate. Getting close to the end, and at number 3, FNAF 1 Shadow Chica. FNAF 1 Shadow Chica is once again exactly what you see on the packaging. This mod changes Chica's textures to give her a more shadowy look. The mod author, Octoling Zinna, a author for a good amount of these mods actually, forgot to edit her stage images though, so her on stage is normal Chica, but when she comes off she becomes Shadow Chica, which honestly I feel like is kind of more realistic in a sense, because like there's light shining on her on the stage. And I mean, considering how it's a shadow animatronic, literally anything can really make sense. Like out of everything in the FNAF series, the shadow animatronics are some of the most insane bits of lore in the series. They don't make sense even in FNAF's flawed logic, where doors can close and use power when there's literally no way that it would make sense if they came down instead of coming up from the ground. And yes, I'm using this as a way to complain about the goddamn doors again. Okay, and I also just provided a simple solution that would have made everything work well. You just have the doors come up out of the ground, and then the whole using power to close thing makes sense, but it doesn't if they're coming down, okay? You're just using gravity. Gravity doesn't use power. And ultimately, and at number 2, play as Glamrock Chica. Coming from the YouTube channel Dak Blake, the play as Chica mod enables you to, well, play as Chica in Security Breach. You also need to chase Gregory around the Pizzaplex, who actually has a custom AI with this mod, and it includes new custom AIs, new abilities. It's almost like Security Breach got a DLC. This mod is made by Cocosco, and with it, they were able to actually make their own Security Breach cutscenes and even have their own secret endings, which is freaking nuts. However, it doesn't seem like this mod is free for anyone to download. I couldn't find a download link, but maybe it's available on a Patreon somewhere, either Dak Blake's or Cocosco's, if either of them have one. It's definitely unfortunate though, because I think we all know that I would want to play as my girl hunting down the actual psychopath that is Gregory, because honestly, Gregory's the bad guy of Security Breach. But I can also understand why they wouldn't release it to the public, okay? Because like the minute they do, the internet is flooded with playing as Chica videos, and their original video probably gets lost to the algorithm as YouTube prioritizes the newer videos. Or at least I think that's how the algorithm works. I still don't entirely understand it. And finally, in at number 1, Bear animatronics. And no, I don't mean everyone is a version of Freddy Fazbear. This mod is about animatronics without those colored pieces of plastic that simulate clothing, but then it also replaces them so that they aren't showing their bare endoskeleton, if you know what I mean. This is another mod that I felt I had to put on this list, and there was no way I was putting it at the beginning. This is all why you came here, and honestly I can't actually say the name of the mod without getting in trouble from the YouTube gods above. Those being Susan and the rest of YouTube's subjugated AI servants. However, they're not clothed, okay? It's very concerning in my opinion, because like people keep DMing me to download this mod, but I literally can't. I don't know why you're asking me. This mod removes the clothing, air quotes, on both Roxy and Chica, leaving them exposed, and it also enlarges things as well. So clearly it's not a viable option for a YouTube playthrough, okay? Although a Patreon I guess isn't out of the question. Does anyone have like gaming OnlyFans? Is that a thing? I don't know, that'd be funny. Either way, okay, what the living hell? Why is this a mod? But also, again, why are they so well endowed? Oh Lord, sweet heavens to Betsy. Like, at least if you're gonna make this mod, make it somewhat more realistic, because like now it feels like they're wearing some like extreme high tier compression fabric like Vanny when you use the Fat Vanessa mod, because like yowza. Apparently images on Google also potentially there's a Monty version of this mod, giving him some well endowed chest articles as well. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's up with that, but that's a video for another day. No way in hell.
Number 10, Mangle. I didn't believe that Mangle could be sexy, to be honest. I had heard the rumblings, and I wanted to be able to deny that they were true. But then I looked up Mangle Fnaf sexy. Do that at your own peril, because you will definitely find some very weird, very sexy things. I don't know how I feel about them. Personally, I think I feel uncomfortable. But there are people that really love Mangle out there, perhaps a little bit too much. When it comes to Mangle, I feel like the makeup is a big selling point for fans. That and the idea perhaps that Mangle is an interactive animatronic. I'm going to let you interpret that as you will, but I'm mainly talking about the fact that Mangle was disassembled and reassembled seemingly for fun. Pink is also just a color that I feel a lot of people like. It can be very feminine and very flirty, and this definitely sticks with people when it comes to how they perhaps see Mangle and the animatronic's potential sexiness, playfulness, and possibly feminine side. Number 9, Rockstar Chica. Something about those maracas, I suppose. For some reason, Rockstar Chica is a fan favorite when it comes to attractive animatronics. And there are a lot of people who have created fan art of her, imagining her as a cute blonde anime rocker girl, which is an interpretation of her look. Still, I think this version of Chica is one of the most odd in terms of people finding her hot, but there are people out there that do, so hey, no judgment. I've seen the fan art, I have the proof. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you are loving what we are doing here at Top 10 Gaming, please go check out our newest channel, Most Amazing Top 10 Anime. Click that subscribe button. Do it! Number 8, Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy is just one of the cutest versions of Foxies that I think we have. I personally agree with this one being on the list, obviously. For me, I really love the coloring of this animatronic, and actually also the coloring of all the Funtime animatronics. Funtime Foxy is also an interesting animatronic in the sense that there is much debate surrounding the gender of Funtime Foxy. Some believe due to the makeup and coloring that Funtime Foxy is female, while others feel that Funtime Foxy due to their bow tie and masculine voice must be male. In Ultimate Custom Night, the animatronic was given male pronouns. For me, I think perhaps Funtime Foxy is kind of like neither and falls somewhere in between those two gender labels. Perhaps Funtime Foxy is a little bit more gender fluid than most animatronics. I've seen people reimagine Foxy as more feminine though, and it's a thing to behold, with fan art imagining a much more curvy version of this animatronic. Number 7, Lefty. I don't know what exactly it is about Lefty, but I just find him kind of handsome. Is that weird? I guess it's kind of weird. Lefty isn't maybe an animatronic that people immediately think about when they think hot, but I do. I think he stands out for me when it comes to good looking animatronics for some reason. I will say I've also seen people transform Lefty and reimagine him as a female, and even that has been pretty spiffy, I gotta say. Something I would love to see is Lefty get an eye patch like Foxy. I feel like he could really rock it. I feel like he'd look quite sporting and quite spiffy with an eye patch. There's also some weird imagery when it comes to Lefty's potential sexiness, with him being highlighted as a deadly sexy character, kind of like a more sinister version of Freddy, like a sexy villain if you will. Although technically in a way all the animatronics I guess are kind of villains for the most part, or at least antagonists, as many of them do try to, you know, kill you in game. Finding any of them, you know, hot is kind of weird, I guess. Number 6, Funtime Chica. I feel like the Funtime animatronics just in general really have just something going on with them. Maybe it's because they have the word Funtime in their names. Is there anything hotter than someone who advertises their love for having a fun time? Personally, I am here for people who just want to have fun. When it comes to Chica, there is also her coloring here to consider, and of course, the fact that it's Chica, but just in a fun time form. We always love Chica, don't we? We are big stands for Chica. Even with Rockstar Chica getting some love on this list, which I think truly speaks for how people are in love with this character. Because to me, Rockstar Chica, I don't know, not as hot. Funtime Chica, more hot though. Number 5, Toy Chica. Obviously, Chica is just one of the hottest animatronics out there. I don't think any of us are going to debate this. If you do want to debate this, meet me in the comments, let's have a debate. But among the different types of Chica animatronics, Toy Chica is considered to be one of the hottest ones out there. It could have to do with her very scantily clad appearance, with her like, she's wearing just like her little, it's like a bib basically, and like little, like basically underwear. Or perhaps it's thanks to her ability to, you know, remove her beak. I personally think Chica being able to remove her beak is really creepy, but I could see how other people might feel differently about it, because, you know, some people don't find a beak, I guess, hot. I don't know. Toy Chica is also generally depicted as being curvier than most models of the animatronic, and has a focus on her eyes when it comes to fan art versions of the character. This is where it gets a little weird. The really weird thing is that this can extend to not just her big blue eye version with her beak and her eyelashes attached, but her other non-beak, like pinprick white light eye version, where she appears to actually kind of be missing her eyes and only have two little bright white lights peering out of her eye sockets. So I guess some people also find the creepy vibes hot when it comes to Toy Chica, which, okay, I see you. I see you. You are seen. Number 4, Roxanne Wolf. Roxanne Wolf is one of the newest animatronics, which is why I'm also a little bit surprised that she would be included on this list. But yet, we cannot deny how much love there is out there for Roxy, and I love that. I love that we have gotten new animatronics in Security Breach via Montgomery Gator and Roxanne Wolf, and the people have just completely embraced them and kind of fallen in love with them. I think that's really cool. Roxy comes across initially in the game as being all about herself, but later on we learn that there might be more to her after she becomes shattered, and she expresses great distress concerning that if she isn't beautiful any longer, people won't love her anymore. Oh, there's an amazing sense of like connection I think people feel with Roxy that doesn't quite exist with any other animatronics we've seen this far for that reason. I think it's a combo of her punk rock vibes and her complex personality that makes her attractive to fans. Also, you know, she got that hair. Her hair is very glamorous. It's very glam rockerous. Number 3, Ballora. I don't know what it is with people in Ballora, but there are a lot of folks out there who are seemingly like obsessed with her. It must be that, severe like waist to hip ratio that she got going on. She got like very hourglass proportions, I feel. And perhaps her sense of grace, which lends to her, dare I say, beauty. Ballora is also quite feminine, which probably adds to people adoring her both in appearance and in terms of her behavior. Although she can still jump scare you in Sister Location, she's also a lot more timid or reserved, at least outwardly. She can sing and dance, so her talents are another reason people likely find her attractive, and her purple eyes, although we never really quite get to see them. Well, that is unless you're getting jump scared, but I'm not sure if people are here for that. I guess if you find scary things sexy, then you might be into that. Myself personally, not so much. Number 2, Glamrock Freddy. Glamrock Freddy is weirdly attractive. He is super tall, seemingly buff, who also stands as a father figure to Gregory. He's kind, he's compassionate, sweet, and genuine. Plus, he's also a rock star, being one of the glam rock animatronics and their lead singer. What is there not to like there? For some reason, people also love to draw him looking like super jacked. He's not only drawn to look buff though, he's also often drawn to look super handsome, usually sporting a chiseled jaw in fan art and a sweet, sometimes shy or playful expression. It makes sense that we'd think Glamrock Freddy is attractive though. He is designed to act as our pal, our friend, and our protector in Security Breach. And for that reason, it makes sense that people would see him in a more attractive light, because he's kind of playing an attractive role there. There is also a lot of fan art with him winking and like offering congratulations, saying, "Way to go, superstar," a line of encouragement from the game that he's become pretty famous for, and even in some cases, memeable for. Number 1, Glamrock Chica. Glamrock Chica is definitely one of my favorite animatronics when it comes to the hottest one. That feels really weird to say. Glamrock Chica just seems like she usually has a fun-loving attitude. I mean, even when she's chasing after you and is horrifying, she still kind of seems like fun to me. Like, I don't know, I might not mind being caught by Glamrock Chica. Well, except for the whole like jump scare part, and she probably is gonna kill you part. This version of Chica seems to also love pizza, and I feel like she and I could both bond over that. I also really love pizza. The Glamrock animatronics also all come with some of the best designs in regards to their looks. So hey, that's also a bonus. So if y'all couldn't guess the one animatronic that inspired this list, it was Glamrock Freddy, with this fan art by Amon S, in particular being the one that triggered us to make it. So I guess thank you for that, Ominous. Oh my gosh. Number 10, Captain Foxy. I mean, what is better than regular Foxy? Definitely a more decorated version of everyone's favorite pirate animatronic. That's right, we're talking about Captain Foxy from the Curse of the Dreadbear expansion for the Fnaf virtual reality game, Help Wanted. I also really love Foxy's coat here. I feel like actually a lot of my choices for this list are going to be based on fashion, but hey, part of what makes an animatronic or a person I think hot is their sense of style. And pirate style is already something I'm super here for. I love pirates. So the added bonus of this piratey hat and coat with epaulettes on it only heightens the appearance of Foxy here. Epaulettes, by the way, are the name for what some might see as kind of like fancy shoulder pads on coats. They're actually used to symbolize a person's rank in the military. So either Captain Foxy is higher in rank than normal Foxy, or he stole this coat from someone that was a higher rank and who was, working on the seas. That's probably more likely because pirate, so yeah. Epaulettes, when made from metal, can also be referred to as shoulder scales, FYI. I love that term, shoulder scales. Makes you sound like you're a cool dragon. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you love what we do here at Top 10 Gaming and you love all of our FNAF content, why not subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything new we're putting out? I know some of you don't subscribe, so please subscribe. Do it. Number 9, Toy Freddy. I thought it was only fair that Toy Freddy got some love on this list, considering that so many of the toy animatronics were highlighted on the part 1, and only one other version of Freddy made that other cut as well. I know Freddy isn't often thought of as like the hottest or even like the most favorite animatronic of the bunch, which I think is kinda sad, considering he is the main mascot generally of Fazbear establishments. Toy Freddy has a cute and shiny look to him. One of my favorite things about the toy animatronics in general is the shine on them and their colored cheeks. Like they're wearing blush. Toy Freddy also sports a black bow tie and top hat with a red rim, making him look quite dapper, I gotta say. Number 8, Happy Frog. I like when people are happy. Honestly, I think that can be a hot quality. Not that you can't, be hot and also be sad, because that also happens a lot. And I also like the color of Happy Frog's purple eyes myself. I've always liked the color purple, and honestly, I actually wanted to have purple eyes myself when I was a kid, although I'm not sure if that's actually a thing you can be born with. I always dreamed like maybe my eyes will change color and I'll have purple eyes. I know there are people who have been rumored to have purple eyes and claim that they have purple eyes, but I don't think that's actually a natural color that exists genetically. But let me know if I'm wrong about that. I also acknowledge that with Happy Frog's eyes technically being the color of magenta, some actually might see them as more pink than purple, but I guess that really depends on how you individually see color and, also the color settings that are on your monitor. Happy Frog is one of the animatronics to appear in the Mediocre Melodies. She first appeared alongside her fellow bandmates in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Number 7, Mr. Hippo. Speaking of the Mediocre Melodies, I don't know, friends. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty really with this list in terms of animatronics that I have left to talk about, that one could consider as hot. So here we go with Mr. Hippo. I think for Mr. Hippo, I just really love his little hat and his purple coloring. Like I said, I really love the color purple. Also, why can't Hippo animatronics be hot? Why is that not a thing? In terms of animatronics that are falling apart or run down, the Mediocre Melodies group actually has a lot of animatronics who are in good shape by comparison to such groups as, let's say, the Nightmare animatronics. Mr. Hippo also has a flower on his chest, so that with his little black top hat makes him look dapper. And I don't know, I like an animatronic that looks dapper. I think that's hot, looking dapper. Number 6, Lolbit. Whether you are imagining Lolbit as male, female, or their standard they themselves, it seems that you might find them attractive. At least that's what the internet seems to be claiming. If you don't believe me on this one, just look up some attractive fan art of Lolbit. It is out there. There's a lot of it. You might be surprised, or maybe not if you're already a big fan, that there is already just a lot of that kind of fan art out there. I find this especially surprising since while I know a lot of people do love Lolbit, which I respect, they're still considered to be a pretty minor character and in many cases are generally only shown as like a disembodied head, I think. But hey, maybe people just really love the coloring, or are here for Lolbit's, I don't know, their glowing personality? If you're a major Lolbit fan, maybe you can enlighten us on the attractiveness of this animatronic in the comments, and why you personally like them. Number 5, Hand Unit. I don't really know what I'm doing with this list right now by including Hand Unit, but I guess what I find to be somewhat attractive about Hand Unit, if I had to pick, obviously 10 more animatronics that are considered hot, which is, what we're doing here, is that Hand Unit is somewhat aloof and mysterious. Also, the original voice for Hand Unit that we hear in Sister Location, I like it. Sometimes Hand Unit makes me laugh in Sister Location, and other times they make me really nervous. Mainly, I like the idea of having a romance with an all-powerful AI that can control life and death. I think that's kind of a cool, albeit, creepy idea. But hey, this is Fnaf, so many of the things are both cool and creepy. It's a horror game. And one of the ways us Fnaf fans deal with the absolute horror show of the lore and these games is by making our own headcanon about how animatronics, and by extension disembodied AI voices, which evidently is more what I'm talking about here, could even become dear friends over time who only want to protect us. I mean, I feel like having Hand Unit on my side would be really good, I'm just saying. This is a huge part of the reason why we are so willing to accept the protective and friendly nature of Glamrock Freddy and Security Breaches players. So I think it makes sense that in my mind I'm imagining a Hand Unit that's really sweet and nice and just wants to bring me flowers. Is there anything wrong with that? Probably, but I don't care, I want flowers. Flowers are nice. Number 4, Sun and Moon. Also known as the daycare attendant. Sun and Moon are both separate personas of the same character who works in the daycare at Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex. For some reason, there were a lot of people in the comments requesting that Sun and Moon be highlighted as a hot animatronic. And apparently, this is because a lot of people really like him. And honestly, I've even seen these two sides of the same coin be shipped together as well from trying to look up fan art of them, which is like a weird concept to think about because like aren't they the same person? So how can you ship them together? There's lots of art with them having like a baby together and I'm just like, but how will that, okay, sure, why not? Why not? If you like it, it's fine. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, I think it's cool. Number 3, Montgomery Gator. Montgomery Gator is a pretty muscular appearing animatronic, which I think is why some people find him to be hot. He also just has really cool sunglasses in my opinion. I used to have a pair of sunglasses very similar to his when I was a teenager and I gotta say, I miss those sunglasses. They were super cool. I would perhaps try to become a little friendlier with Monty just for like a chance at borrowing his sunglasses. Mine were orange though and appropriately reminded me of a very glam rock-esque band, I suppose, Kiss. Well, not straight up glam rock perhaps, but you know, definitely similar vibes. If you aren't familiar with Kiss, if that was before your time, you should definitely check them out. They are a mood for sure, and they're definitely people that I feel like would wear sunglasses like Monty does. If they haven't already, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like pictures of them with star sunglasses. Number 2, Ringmaster Foxy. Ringmaster Foxy is another one that is pretty feisty. I heard everyone's clamors in the comments of the part 1 in this video series. How could I forget Foxy, you asked me? Oh, to be honest, I never forget Foxy. I would say Foxy and Chica to this day remain my few favorite animatronics in the game. Although I will say everybody's take on Roxy is also making me really like take another look at Roxy as well. Roxy maybe is really awesome. I have a little Foxy plush that was gifted to me that I cherish, and I'm still waiting for a Foxy Fnaf shirt to pop up in some of my favorite fandom shops so that I can rep Foxy as well with my t-shirt collection. But I guess I've always thought of Foxy, I don't know, as my bestie, not necessarily a hottie, just like my BFF for life. Although, you know, pirates can definitely be hot. But what's hotter than a piratical version of Foxy? How about his Ringmaster version from Special Delivery? Honestly, the Special Delivery versions of animatronics don't get enough love on our channel. They're so creative, which is why I'm really happy to include Ringmaster Foxy with his whip hand on this list. What can I say? Whips are kinda great. They're kinda awful, obviously, but also kinda great. Number 1, Mermaid Chica. One of the weird things about Mermaid Chica was that I spotted her in Security Breach and then like was so amazed and stunned by her existence that I forgot that she also existed originally in Help Wanted. That's just how good the art in Security Breach is for her though too. In Security Breach, I think we only see her via art that appears in the world, but I'm still here for the idea of all animatronics possessing their own mermaid or merman or merperson versions, or just, you know, like aquatic versions of them in general. I really like mermaids and aquatic themes, so I'm very much here for this. Mermaid Chica initially appeared, I believe, in Help Wanted, and instead of the classic double shell the most mermaids, such as Ariel, sport, she appears to wear one giant clamshell, I think it's a clamshell, as a top. As cute as Mermaid Chica is, I gotta say, if you think about what she is, it's pretty weird and even like a little bit creepy. Part chicken, part fish. She's kind of like a weird animal hybrid mashup, but an animatronic. Also, if you had like a real Mermaid Chica, how would she walk? Does she levitate? How does that work? Well, we did that. That was a part 2. That was a part 2. It happened. If you somehow missed part 1, be sure to check that out for even more weird hotness if that's what you're into. And if you are into that, that's fine. Don't let anyone shame you in the comments. No shaming here.
In a tent, buff Freddy and Morty. And don't think that I'm not gonna be inclusive for all those who love the dudes, who love the trash men of every universe. Buff Freddy and Morty are here to honestly make me feel just as uncomfortable as any other mods that are on this list. The last time that this mod was updated, it was 6 months ago, and it, quote, added super buff versions of Freddy and Monty, optionally making them even beefier. Created by storebrand_mods on Game Banana, this is certainly something. Although they swear it was just meant to be a small model edit that makes Freddy and Monty a good bit beefier, they blame any other feelings that you get from this mod on a thumbnail for a gameplay video on the Vanamelon channel on YouTube. Which, yeah, I looked at it, it's certainly kinda sus. Okay, it is worth noting, however, that if you do want to install this, the mod requires Unnerve 'em to actually install properly. Not sure what that means. I don't really mod Security Breach, but I guess plenty of you understand it. At least if you're watching this this list for more mods to add to your to download section, I'm sure you'll understand it. Okay, these animatronics are already scarily jacked, though I didn't think you needed to make them any beefier, but you did, so there you go. In at 9, Five Nights in Anime. Okay, now this isn't exactly a mod for a FNAF game in general, but it's a modification of the characters and the story that will make your significant other question everything if they see you playing it. So you know what, I'm gonna count it, plus I need more for this list. There was not 10 actual mods. I mean, like, hey, I know that people love animatronics, and I know that love can get a little weird, but even I was surprised to learn that this game existed. And you know what, I've seen a lot of fan art for this franchise, a lot of it, and I thought that I'd seen it all, but apparently I haven't, because you know what, here's Five Nights in Anime. This game was basically created to parody FNAF, where instead of you being a security guard at a Freddy's restaurant, you're actually hired as the security guard at an anime convention, and it's up to you to watch over these anime-style animatronic versions of the Freddy's cast. Yeah, they're still animatronics. We've got the core cast of animatronics, they're just stylized as well-endowed anime ladies, because why not? I don't know. I think the really weird thing about this game is that how many people seemed to want more of it and then wanted a version that leads more into the genre itself instead of just being a parody, which is kind of weird. In at 8, Roxy's Mega Pizzaplex. Are you obsessed with Roxy? If you are, I'm sure any relationship you have is already on the rocks. However, if you really want to drive your obsession into the ground, this Roxy Mega Pizzaplex mod is for you. Created by user Moon on Game Banana, this isn't really that kind of mod, but it's definitely questionable why you'd change the Pizzaplex to be about Roxy. I mean, it could make sense for like after the main story when Freddy leaves, but even then it would be Monty who replaced him. Luckily enough though, they actually come up with an explanation for this and replace Monty with someone else. However, they also replace the original Roxy with Freddy. So if Freddy is still there, I don't know how this works with the lore, but you know what? Oh well. It's not a mod that will make your internet provider worry that you're okay, but it's still a mod that will make your significant other or any prospective partner think twice about what's going on in your head. You know what? Either one. Either head, you know? But yeah, I definitely would question it as well. Chica's Mega Pizzaplex, though. That's understandable. And at 7, Five Nights in Anime 2. And you know what? Just when I thought that those fan games couldn't get any worse, Five Nights in Anime has a sequel. Oh boy. And you know what? They just keep coming. It's like the all-star of FNAF games. This version of Five Nights in Anime is even more bizarre than the first one, and it's really more of the same though, with the same tropes, but this time parodying it. Can you guess it? Yeah, that's right. FNAF 2. My question is though, if this is a parody in the exact same vein, did we really need a sequel for it? Okay, I don't know. But I mean, there might have been a good amount of people asking for it, considering how this is a thing that we did get. Although, I do want to acknowledge the fact that the first Five Nights in Anime game got 3.5 million downloads, then the second one only got 1.8. So maybe you shouldn't have done it. Although 1.8 million, if I got 1.8 million views on a video, that would be insane. Either way, it's better than that one mod for Security Breach, okay, that people keep telling me to download in my Instagram DMs. Don't worry, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, you do realize what platform this is, right? I could not share that. Although, if I did it on like Patreon or something. Does OnlyFans have rules against that? And at 6, Freddy Footbear. Alright, look, okay, I'm not one to yuck someone's yum. Okay, I'm not here to kink shame. I actually understand the science behind this kind of fascination. The two sections of the brain are so close that like the neural networks can sometimes get crossed. And that's totally 100% okay. Alright, nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not into it, but if you are, that's fine. The only thing I'm questioning here is adding this feature to a giant 80s glam rock themed bear animatronic that's in a video game. That's the part that's kind of strange to me, okay? And the mod author isn't any help, okay? As Seaborg on Game Banana puts it, quote, gives Glamrock Freddy a pair of human feet. No, I won't elaborate. So thanks for the help on that, Seaborg, or Keborg, I guess. I don't know how exactly you would say it. It starts with a CE, so I'm inclined to say Seaborg. but because it's kind of like cyborg, but I'm also inclined to say keyborg because, like, you know, Connor with the C. But you know what? Since you won't elaborate, neither will I. Next number. Halfway through in at number 5, Fat Freddy and Monty. Ah yes, with a ton of people online claiming to love dad bods and only dad bods so that they can get even more followers and attention, you know that I was going to have to include Fat Freddy and Monty. I feel like dad bod Freddy and Monty would have been a better name for this and gotten more clicks, but you know what, it's fine. You can fat shame guys online, right? That's the rule, right? Body shame guys and guys only. Yeah, like 50 Cent, oh man, haha. That dude let go. Anyway, have you heard Lizzo's new song lately? Okay, sorry. Double standards aside, this is quite simply just a beer belly Monty and Freddy. Or as the mod author Moik puts it, Mock, I'm sorry for the horrible pronunciation, quote, another cursed mod makes Montgomery and Freddy look like Discord mods. But at least this way, you fitting in Glamrock Freddy's chest cavity actually kind of makes more sense because it wouldn't just be a 14-inch vertical hole. It's like that but horizontally now. So I think that's kind of more accurate. I mean, I could nearly fit in that, I think. Like my shoulders are like 17 inches long, but like my head certainly isn't, so I feel like I could fit in it if I was facing the right way. Like this is not 14 inches. So like I could fit in it like that. I don't know. So like this way you don't have to be the size of a 4-year-old anymore, Gregory. There you go. But seriously, why do you have this mod installed already? Why? In at 4, Five Nights of Love. Oh yes, another fan game, okay? One that I didn't know existed, but I had a feeling that it would. I figured that if KFC could have a dating sim, then Fnaf might have one too, right? And it absolutely does. I'm just waiting for the Fnaf console. Ah, you heard me right, alright? It's a Fnaf dating sim. You love shipping animatronics with everything, living or not, in the games or not, and you know what? With a human trapped in a suit and a pile of trash, or a human trapped in a suit and a short skeleton from the underworld, you'll still ship it, and it's disturbing. But this time, you get to decide who actually makes the cut in Five Nights of Love. Tracking via cameras, you look at the rooms of a public place, and you'll periodically meet the toy versions of Chica, Foxy, Freddy, and Balloon Boy. With each one of them, the player can have like a heart-to-heart talk, or try to hug them, which is a whole other thing, but you know what, you give them all your love and attention, and then thanks to the treatment, the level of the toy's love towards you will increase, but also your energy will decrease, and then once your energy is out, you have to return to your office, your actual room, or I guess go home, and then come back the next day and start again. Partially though, you can actually like recharge energy at Balloon Boy once a day, I think, if you get lucky. But over this period of 5 days, you gotta make sure as many animatronics love you as possible, which is weird and a whole, I don't want to start any animatronic orgies, alright? That's kind of weird. But you know what? The higher score you get, the more successfully you complete this game. Why is this a thing? Why? Getting close to the end, and at number 3, Vanny Thunder Thighs. I mean, it's something that we knew would happen, and I think that it's something that I've actually joked about in the past about wanting, but like, why would you do this to yourself and us? But like also mostly yourself, because your name is attached to it, and I very clearly am not actually trying to nail Vanny or Vanessa, okay? Chica's my main girl. And you know what? I'm actually glad you kind of held back, okay? This mod could have been worse, okay? You could have taken this to the extreme. You could have made it that she's only wearing the mask. You could have made it that like her suit is skimpy, like basically every Skyrim armor mod ever. And you could have done a lot more, but you just made her thighs huge. And I can appreciate the restraint. I really can. So, Mock again, I think that's how you'd say the name. I'm sorry if I keep butchering it. Well done on restraining yourself from going even harder. Pun absolutely intended. Of course, like Jesus, like I can't even deal with this anymore, okay? I think we've seen all of this enough, specifically, especially after seeing the comments on this mod. That one comment was yikes. But ultimately, in at number 2, thick. Building off the last number, for this number I'm making my own category of mods, okay? This number is for any mod that makes any of the characters bigger, and in this case, typically thicker, okay? There are quite a few, and honestly, it's concerning. Fat Freddy and Monty, for example, like I mentioned earlier. Also, Thunder Thighs Vanny. but also thick Vanessa, and then multiple mods that, let's say, enhance Roxy and Chica, sometimes separately, sometimes not. Okay, there are separate bigger Roxy and Chica mods, but also the one on the Nexus that makes them both bigger in certain areas, as the mod author describes it, okay? Like, I understand that sex sells, okay? I went to advertising school, I get that, but seriously, with animatronics? Like, come on, Chica was already pretty damn thick. you didn't need to pile on. Okay, then Roxy already seemed to have a lot of fans based on her original version as well, especially given the thumbnail that I did for Gaming Elite when I pretended to censor her. Come on, they're man-made plastic constructed robots, okay? Come on. I know that, like, I joke about Chica and it's probably gonna prevent me from getting a girlfriend at literally any point in my life, especially if they find these videos, but you know what? It's not real. I'm kidding. It's a joke, okay? Or at least I am kidding until the day that Chica's real. But until then, I'm kidding. Alright, so relax. Please, stop. Speaking of which, finally, in at number 1, not modest animatronics. And this is another number that I felt like I had to put on this list, because this is what made me have to do the list in the first place. I can't actually say the name of the actual mod without getting in trouble from the gods above, those being Susan and the rest of YouTube's staff and AI algorithms. However, this not modest or not clothed animatronics mod is very concerning for me, okay? People keep DMing me, trying to tell me to download this mod. No! This mod removes the clothing. I'm putting air quotes on it because, again, it's plastic, okay? And then it leaves both Roxy and Chica exposed. So clearly it's not gonna be a viable option for a YouTube playthrough, okay? And the Patreon isn't even, I'm not stooping myself to that level, okay? But also, why are they so well endowed with this mod? Why? Sweet heavens, why? Okay, at least if you're gonna make this mod, make it realistic, okay? Like, come on. They must be wearing some high-tier compression fabric or something like that, okay? Because when you have this mod, yowza! Plus, apparently, images on Google also show me that there's a Monty version of this mod, giving him, as well, some well-endowed chest articles, which is just... why? What the hell is up with that? Monty doesn't need chesticles, okay?